If you're looking for a life coach or you're thinking about getting a life coach, you're not really sure about it, I'm here to try and give you a bit of insight into how the whole life coaching thing works. Now, I never set out to become a life coach. I it didn't exist when I was in school. So I kind of fell into it. See, I worked as a personal trainer for a long time, and that led me into nutrition coaching and then into rehab coaching. And then I was a financial planner for a while and a business owner and a marketer. I was a holistic lifestyle coach. I was a business coach, all of these different things. And one day, a friend of mine asked if I could coach someone who she knew was going through some pretty heavy stuff. And she recognized that I had all of these different skills and thought I would be the perfect person to be able to work with this guy. And all of a sudden, I was a life coach. And I had already paid thousands of dollars. And it could be $100,000 that I've spent on education over the last 20 plus years. So working as a life coach, it wasn't even a stretch. In fact, it was really easy for me because I had all of these skills and I knew what I wanted to do and how to get the results in others. So I just started. Now, if you want to optimize your life without wasting time, you want to get started in some of this life coaching stuff, but not sure if you want to take the big leap yet, I've got a free 28-day coaching program that you can click the link on below and join us in there, and that'll get you started. But let's go back to this story. After 8 years battling chronic fatigue and barely making any progress, my mental health was absolutely wrecked. I was looking for an edge, something that would help me get my mind straight in the midst of working on all of this physical stuff. Now, I'd always been a big fan of Tony Robbins and his work. I started reading his first book, or Unlimited Power was the first book of his that I read when I was, I think, 20 or 21, and it rocked my world. So when I thought about life coaching and stuff, he was top of mind for me. So yes, to work with Tony direct, not really how it works these days because he's in such demand and he's been so popular for such a long time that getting to work with him would be, probably millions of dollars. Bit outside my budget. But I went through the process of looking at what they did. I filled in the forms on their website and eventually I got a call with one of the coaches to see if doing that life coaching with them would be the right fit for me. And we hit it off right away. So it was really cool. I was really excited to start working with this guy and see what was going to happen. Now, unbeknownst to me, that guy was just the initial call. I actually got handballed off to work with another coach. And as good as he was, we never had that same rapport as the guy that I started talking to on that first day. Now, I was not that happy about it, but I'm one of those people who's just like, no, let me trust the process. I want to just see where this goes. Obviously, he's got the skills. He was a Tony Robbins qualified life coach, so he was working within the same framework. But as I said, there was just no rapport. So unfortunately for me, because of that lack of rapport, this potential lack of understanding, I didn't get anything out of it. It cost me a lot of money. A lot of money. And this was at a time when I didn't have very much money at all. So I was really disappointed. I spoke to another friend of mine who is another great coach, mostly in the fitness realm. And he said, look, it's probably because you already know so much of this stuff. And that's why you're not getting so much about it. So look, it sucked. And I was pretty disheartened about it. Now, by no means am I demeaning Tony Robbins or any of his coaches at all. They are great and they do a great job. And that might be a possibility for you if you're looking to work with a life coach. But if if a coach is not the right fit for you, then you're not going to get out of it what you need. And I talk about that from experience, not just with talking to a life coach, but I've actually spoken to psychologists in the past. And the first guy I sat down and spoke to, again, just wasn't on the same page. Didn't really get me, didn't get my understanding, and I got nothing out of it. Then I went and tried somebody else, clicked straight away. And it changed everything in terms of how much I got out of the actual coaching. So that is something to bear in mind when you go through this process. It's not just about, does this person have the right qualification, but I think the most important thing is, are they the right fit for me? So think about it in terms of this. If you don't want to listen to me, you don't like the sound of my voice or how I look, or you don't like the background in here, something in there just irks you and just doesn't sit with you, I am not the right coach for you to work with. Go and find somebody who is. Now, let me take it a little bit further. So you've got a few extra steps to be able to figure out how to find the best coach for you. So number one, what do you want to know is, have they delivered value to your life before you even start? Now, what I mean by that is, at the start of this video, I offered you to join in a free 28-day coaching program of mine. It costs you absolutely nothing. I want you to go and do that before you even thought about working with me on a paid basis, because I want to see if I am a fit for you and if you like the way that I do business or I do coaching. If the way I deliver the material and I deliver the coaching and the learning to you resonates with you, then you are probably ready to continue to work with me in the future. But if not, that's probably a red flag. Now, same thing, if you went onto Tony Robbins' stuff and you went through his process, you've done some of his courses or you've read some of his books and you feel like that's a good fit for you, then that might be something where you've received value in the past, and so there's like already a proven track record ahead of you. That's what you're looking for by this. Have they delivered value in the past by giving you something for free or giving you something for a small cost that made a difference in your life, that makes you trust them a little bit more, that they could make an even bigger difference in your life if you work with them on a more personal basis? Number two, are they qualified? Now, this is a bit of a loaded question because it's actually really easy for someone to get a life coaching qualification. I don't think that is the be all and end all. In fact, I don't have a specific life coaching qualification. I have qualifications of health coaching, nutrition coaching, fitness coaching, rehabilitation. I was an ex-financial planner. I work as a business coach, and I've got a holistic lifestyle coaching qualification, which more or less comes into the whole life coaching thing anyway. But all of these different things add up into my skill set on top of 23 years experience coaching people and working with people on a one-on-one basis. So what qualification does this particular life coach have? Do they have just one life coaching qualification and very little experience? Or do they have a life coaching qualification and a qualification in something else and something else and something else and something else? Have they studied extensively? I've also done, I don't know how many courses in different personal development things. And I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and I don't know how many hours studying all of this stuff. It's not just what I do, it's how I live. And it's how I've lived since I was 21 and I am 46 very, very soon. So make sure before you decide to work with someone, you look into their qualifications and see if that sits well with you. If not, might not be the greatest idea. Number three, what is their experience? Do they have a track record of coaching people? And do they have possibly testimonials about people saying, hey, this person was really good with this. They helped me with this thing. They helped me with this thing. What have they been doing in terms of coaching? And I actually like if someone has been coaching people over multiple modalities. If someone worked as a business coach in the past, or they were a mentor for certain people before they even worked as a life coach, that's a big green flag as far as I'm concerned. Anyone who's worked as a personal trainer for a number of years has worked on that one-on-one coaching basis. They know how to talk to people. They know how to get you to do things that you don't necessarily want to do that you know that are good for you. And that is very, very important. It's the art of persuasion and not so much on trying to trick you into doing anything, but to try and give you good reasons of why you want to do things, or even show you that you want to do things that you didn't realize that you really wanted to do anyway. And now this might sound really crazy to you because I'm talking in what sounds like riddles, but from a psychology perspective, the more you study how psychology works, the more you can get into how somebody ticks, how they think. And when you can do that, that's when you can help somebody a whole lot more. Because you know their language, you know how to come at whatever their problem is from multiple different points of view and help them to solve the issue and make a difference into their life. So let's move on. Number 4, and I briefly mentioned this earlier, do you like them enough to want to talk to them on a regular basis? Do you like the sound of their voice? Do you like the look of their face? Do they talk in your language? Or is it someone that you're just like, yeah, I'm not really sure about this. They seem to be talking another language. I just don't understand them. They don't feel like they get me. All right, they're your red flags right there. So be very specific whether you like the person, whether you have that rapport with somebody from the get-go really dictates how much success you're going to have working with that person in the long term. Very, very important. It might sound superficial, but I don't want you to think it's superficial. It is nothing even close to that. It is the way that you relate to somebody allows you to connect or not connect with someone. So pay a lot of attention with that. Lastly, will you have something to take away at the end of the coaching? Now, some coaches will work with you one-on-one and you might work with them, let's say, for 3 months. And at the end of 3 months, you have finished doing all of this one-on-one coaching. But do you have anything to be able to take away, or do you just have the conversations you had? Have they given you material to be able to work on? Have they given you things that are very specific to the needs that you want so that you can go away and put that into practice even when they're not there? Because at the end of the day, the job of a coach is to teach you how to do something and to teach you how to learn how to do something so that you can then go on and coach yourself. Now, as a personal trainer, when I work with someone, I don't generally want to work with somebody forever. They might have a short-term goal. They want to lose 5 kilos or they want to get fit for a marathon. Great. So I train them up for that particular thing and I show them what to do and I teach them how to do it so that when they walk away and they're finished up, they can continue to do what we used to do together. They've learned a particular skill set and they have the recipe so that they can go and do that for themselves. So will you have something to take away that is of value, that allows you to continue the process once this is finished? That is, I think, very important, which is why I give you something for free at the very start, because I want you to have something that even if you didn't go and work with a coach one-on-one, even if you didn't join my paid program, it doesn't matter. You actually have something that you can continue to work on for years to come that is going to continue to give you value and allow for growth in your life to make it better constantly. For me, that is absolutely important, and I wouldn't run a program without it. In fact, with my big coaching program, the paid program, the workbook for that is somewhere in the region of 200 to 250 pages. And on top of that, there is probably 50 to 100 pages of other resources that are like, they go along with the rest of that. It might be some specific health coaching stuff and some specific fitness coaching stuff and some specific business coaching stuff. Lots of different things that all add up to it. So you're walking away from ending this coaching program with a massive amount of resources that you can continue to go and really dig into your life with. For me, it's very important. So to wrap it all up, if you find the right person with the right skills to be able to help make your life better, then you're likely onto a winner. If you're ready to get started putting in the theory into practice and doing the work, making some big changes, then it's probably a good time to start. And then the final point is make sure that that person feels like a good fit to be able to go with based on those 5 points that I spoke about earlier, make sure you can go through that and like, yep, cool. I've got a good feeling about this. Does your gut give you a good feeling about working with this person and a lot of confidence that things are going to change at the end of it? That is what I want you to get. Now, whether you want to work with me or you want to work with somebody else, it really doesn't matter. Again, it's a matter of finding the right fit for you. And if it isn't a good fit, let's say that you and I jump on the phone and I get to the point where it's like, you know what, it's probably not a good fit. I'd rather you work with someone else. I'll either guide you to somebody else who might be a better fit, or allow you to just walk away and say, hey, thanks, I appreciate the time, but I don't think this is right for you. I think you might be better off going and doing this. So maybe go and look with these people over there, or that person over there, or go and do this thing over there. Because what's the point of taking money from somebody when you know that they're not necessarily going to get what they need out of it? This is not just about the money for me. Yeah, I'm going to make good money from what I'm doing, but at the end of the day, it's about helping people and not just making a small difference, but making a massive difference in someone's life. I want you to get out there and share your gifts with the world, and I want you to be able to do it as best you can. I want you to be the best version of you that you can possibly be, because that's what I'm working on for me, and that's really what I think it's all about. So, if you want to join my free coaching program, click the link below where you can join, and I will coach you for 28 days with daily lessons and a workbook to work through so that you get a whole lot out of it and you're confident with where you're going, at least as a starting point. From there, sky is the limit. At the end of the day, it's up to you, but I hope to see you on the inside.